And when I went there, I was just, I didn't even know how the ball is bounced. I just bounced the ball. I was just slapping the ball, you know? So, and I thank God that he showed me the way and then he started introducing me to basketball. He's like, open your arms. I open my arms. And then he said vertically too. He's like, boy, yeah, you got some speciality in you. And I was so grateful. I was like, wow, finally I belong in somewhere. Because in Gambia, like to see a normal tall people like 2 meters or 2'10" is very rare. And people,
Really? I thought Gambia, or maybe Senegal, that has a lot of talk. Senegal.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's Senegal. And people will misjudge me. They say like, no, you're not a Gambian, you're Senegalese. I'm like, bro, come on, man, I'm from Gambia, bro. And I remember we had this discussion. We went for a tournament, like divisional tournament in Gambia, basketball. And my first game, I make a block and I didn't even jump that much. I just block it. And then the other team started to complain. They're like, no, this guy's from Senegal, he's not a Gambian. And my coach defend me. So I have to go all the way back to the camp to pick my passport and then show them I'm a Gambian. Otherwise, I was not going to play. So, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. And time passed by. Jim Jai introduced me to basketball and with some other potential players. Like we have some really incredible coming up. And I was so grateful to be part of among those players, you know. And in 2018, then my dad, he's been living in Spain like for almost 10 years,
Oh,
and
wow.
for almost 10 years he's been married to a Spanish lady. Yeah, so he invited me over to come and stay with him. And yeah, in 2018 I arrived here, and then I found a basketball team called San Narcis, and they bring me up, you know. I think that was my first year to even play tactical basketball because I didn't have a clue like where to run, where to be, what position. Like I didn't have no idea. I was just running around and playing ball, and they show me step by step. And I'm grateful. Like the process has been like I came to basketball very late. Like when I came, I was around 19 years old. I didn't even have no idea of how to even play ball. Talk less of just getting rebound and then passing the ball. And yeah, Sanas is putting me in, and then they show me some qualities. They saw qualities in me that I didn't see myself. Especially like in Gambia too, the same to my coach. He saw some quality that I didn't even know that existed in me before. And yeah, I'm here now playing semi-pro basketball, like in first division of Catalonia with the Shartans. And weeks ago, I make my first debut for the senior team. They're playing in Lep Oro. And that was like, when I went into the game, I have like 5 seconds to play against Barcelona. Trust me, bro, it was 5 seconds, but the best 5 seconds of my life. Like I was just, yeah. And then the commentators were just talking about me, a bit about my background. They were like, this boy is from Gambia, and I heard that he just been playing basketball like almost like more or less 3 years. And look at the way he's going, like with the determination, the effort, like the hunger to fight for something that you love, and then where you belong, you know. And when I hear that, I have goosebumps. I'm like, they're just putting fuel in my fire. Like I'm gonna keep burning this fire, you know. Yeah, that's the whole story, more or less. Yeah.
That's a beautiful story. There have been some other African professional basketball players in the past that also started playing basketball late. You know,
Yeah.
Akeem Olajuwon, he was already a teenager when he first
Yeah.
started
He's my idol,
basketball.
man. He's my idol, man. I love that guy.
Yeah, mine as well when I was little. Yep, yep. So now, are you the only tall person in your family?
Yeah, I'm the third person, man. And trust me, like I struggle. Like they think that everything is normal, but for me, it's the opposite. Like I have to keep bending my head and up and down, and my bed. Like if I sleep, my leg is on the other side. I have to sleep diagonally, you know, to fit in the bed.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, I'm the third person in the family. But my mom and dad, like my dad is so athletic and he loves doing like he's a very athletic person. Likewise, my mom too. He was a soccer player, and he was like one something, I don't know, like 1 meter 90 or something. Like she was tall, like and very strong, you know, and all that too. So yeah, and then their son, you know, become the outcome. So
now, how do you like, as far as like the culture of Spain, do you ever experience racism or discrimination? Do people treat you good or they treat you bad? How's the treatment over there for black players?
so far so good. According to my point of view, I've never faced any racial abuse or something like that. And like Spain in general, like is a very beautiful country. Like I would recommend everyone to take a look at it because it's so amazing. You know, people here are so caring and they're loving. And I'm in the part of Spain where they call Catalonia. You know, it's another part of Spain too. So like I used to call it my Disneyland because when I came here, like I was like a celebrity in my first day. They were just taking pictures with me. I'm like, hey, you want to take a picture with me? You have to pay €2. You know, it's costly. But yeah, I love the, you know, I'm a person that I love cultures and language. I like to speak people in their own terminology, you know, and speak their concept or mindset, you know. And like in Spain, so far so good, so amazing, bro. I have to say, I love it in Spain.
Excellent. Now, what type of foods do you enjoy eating out in Spain?
Okay, my favorite food is like here we have what we call mandonguillas. Like I love it, meatballs.
Okay.
I love meatballs, and they have this thing they call it's a traditional food like called paella. I
Oh, yeah,
don't like it. Paella, yeah. I don't love it, but I like it. Like I love to eat it. I like to eat it, but not it's not my favorite. My favorite is
not as
entrecote.
good as jollof rice, but it's still good, right?
Exactly, with some shrimps. It's so beautiful too. It's so beautiful. And bread with tomato and some oil, like pa and tomaquet. It's like traditional Catalan food. I love it too.
Nice. Now, as is this the first time that you've had a paid job? Because you know you're still pretty young. Is this the first paid job that you've ever had?
Well, I wouldn't call it a paid job because I'm not getting paid still now. But I would consider it like something that I would love to be doing in the future. Like I'm I get introduced so late, but trust me, it's like I've been playing this game for a while and I love it. Like just bring me, just motivate me to keep working towards it. And I would love to earn some wealth or some income in it. But so far, I'm just playing in a Primera Catalunya. It's like a semi-pro or let me say an amateur league. It's not like a professional league. And yeah,
Okay, but hey, you've made it overseas. A lot of young African ball players that you know they DM me, they talk to me, and their dream is to just get the opportunity to make it overseas. So you've already accomplished that. So you're in a step towards the right direction.
thank you. And you're right. Like that's why I have to say, like, first of all, it's about faith. Like I didn't even see myself in Spain like 2 years ago or 4 years ago. I was just saying like if I finish school, I'm just going to study IT, you know, or something else. But then God plan is the best, and then it happens. But in Africa, like to be honest, like in Africa, there's so many hidden potentials. Like people don't even exist there. And the
Yeah.
younger generations, like the one coming up right now, are so hungry and then they're so motivated to play. And I've seen in my country, we don't have a strong national basketball team. We just have 3-on-3, I think so. But like right now, it is just pushing up. Like I said, this guy called Jim Jai, he's just pushing up to another level to bring a generation of kids that are so ambitious with basketball. You know, yeah.
Now, what does a typical day for you look like?
Typical day. Um, well, in the morning, like first of all, just pray. Like I'm a Muslim, so I pray and then eat some breakfast, put on my shoe, my bag, and off to practice. Like that's how I'm going. Right now, we practice twice a day. In the
What?
morning, yeah, twice a day. So in the morning and in the afternoon, we have gym and other stuff to do. Like basically just like eat, sleep, pray, and basketball. That's the four things. Yeah.
The focus. The focus.
Yeah. No distraction for now, you know. So
Excellent. Now, what NBA players do you really study as far as their moves and just their style of play?
Okay, I would say Hakim Olajuwon and Joel Embiid.
Okay.
I'm not big on only Africans, but I'm just trying to say, but I love their way. Like Kumpo, I'm not a four player, I'm a center, but I love his way of penetration to the basket with force, and I like to put that into my game. And with Embiid, like he's a modernized center. You know, he can shoot from three, and he's a good low post player. And Hakim Olajuwon overall, because I think that's what he's the one Embiid sometimes looked up to, like on footworks. You know, and he's a really good idol or a person to look up to. You know? And these are the three players I like the most, and I love to bring that game into mind too. So.
Excellent, excellent. Now, I was born in Ghana, but
Wow.
I was raised in the United States. So I've been in the United States for 33 years, and I've coached high school basketball before. And the biggest difference between American players and foreign players, there's
Yeah,
this one major difference. And I want to share this secret with all my young African players. The
that's
biggest
so nice.
difference is not talent,
Yeah,
it's not athletic, it's aggression.
aggression.
The main advantage that American players in general have over a lot of international players. So if my young African basketball players
Yeah,
in any part of the motherland,
yeah.
if they can add some aggression to their style of play, it's going to take African basketball into the future. It's going to help us catch up with the United States. Because as far as athleticism, there's better athletes in Africa than in
Yeah,
any part of the world. We just have to have that mentality, that mindset. Like Adetokounmpo, he
yeah,
had that mindset like, okay, when I get this ball,
yeah.
I'm long, I'm athletic, I'm going to the basket. If a lot of our young African players can pick up that mentality, we'll be good to go. So I'm glad that you're focusing on guys like Adetokounmpo. That's good.
You said it well. Like I couldn't agree more. Like you said, aggression and red. Basketball is the sport of like physicality, but also mentality. Because without a good mindset, like you will not be focused on what you're doing. And I think the Kumpo likewise is the same, and Kobe too. You know, may he so rest in peace. All this mindset, like it just push it on a level. You have to be strong in mind. And like you said it all, bro. I appreciate that. You said it all.
Now, as far as your focus being, prayer, food and nutrition,
Yeah.
basketball, do you ever get distracted by the women of Spain?
Sorry?
Do you ever get distracted by the beautiful women in Spain?
Okay, I see you. I see you. Anyway, let me tell you a story. Like back in Gambia, I was like when I'm normally if I'm going for practice, like I'll walk about like 10 miles from my home or something like that. And one day I was going to for practice, and then I met this guy. He's an old man, by the way. He was painting, and he was like, "Oh boy, you playing basketball?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Can I give you some advice?" I said, "Sure." He said, "Two things I'll advise you." He said, "First, don't drink Nescafe. It's not good for you. Your muscle when you grow, yeah, Nescafe. You know the coffee. Don't drink coffee, more or less." And I'm like, "Okay." He said, "Secondly, I know you like it, but don't follow girls. They will ruin your career." Like, I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. I will take your advice." And from there on, like, I said it there too. And like I said, I'm a Muslim too. Like, I'm not supposed to be around girls much because I have to be that overall I have to get like before I can do anything out of concept, I have to get married. Like I have my devotion to my wife. So like to go to these clubs and hang around much with girls, it's not really my thing, you know. So
There's a lot of Muslim women in Spain. There's a
yeah,
lot.
yeah. I see good sisters, yeah. You know, we just keep on searching and you'll see.
That's that's excellent. Do you talk to your family through like WhatsApp or over the phone a lot, or how do you keep up with your family back home in
Yeah,
Canada?
I talk with my family through WhatsApp because like I have my family is very huge, it's very big, and I'm grateful for that. And from my mom's side, my dad's side, And in Spain here, I have a family too, like my stepmom. She's a Catalan, so all her family members. So normally I talk to my mom on Friday. I have a day like Friday. I call it family day. I just call families and friends. And my mom will not like to pick a video call because when she pick it up, she'll be getting more emotional and crying. My
Yeah,
boy is over there, you know. I'm like, Ma, come on, get it together, okay? But anyway, I appreciate them because right now my siblings are growing. They're growing tall and big. Of course, now they're growing stronger now. And yeah, my grandma and my aunties are from England. Some are in England and in Sweden. So I talk to them time to time. Like recently, they saw a video of me on TikTok. I was, yeah, I have a account there. So I was speaking these 10 languages, like English, Spanish, Catalan, Chinese, German. And then when they saw it, they freak out. They say, do you also speak Chinese? I'm like, well, I try the basics, you know. But yeah, all right.
that's a beautiful, that's beautiful because one day when you're 50, 60 years old, you're gonna have some wonderful stories to share with your children and grandchildren, man. That's you
True.
know, a lot of our people don't get to see different parts of the world.
Yeah, that's
Also,
true.
blessing, to be able to, cross the ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, or whatever part of the ocean,
No, yeah. I remember like when I was in the aeroplane, I was looking down. I never entered in an airplane in my life before. My
Oh wow.
first day was so crazy. I entered, I was like, finally, I'm here. And when I was dropping down, I was so dramatic. Like, I was like, okay, let's just go down slowly, slowly, you know? And I see this beautiful motherland, another land that is so amazing. The landscapes, you know, in Spain, they have these mountains. I've never seen mountains before. In Gambia, we don't have mountains, we have hills, you know? So, yeah, it's beautiful, it's beautiful.
Now, how many different languages do you speak?
Okay, I would say more or less like I speak 10, but I'm very fluent in 4 or 5 languages.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Like English is dominant. I'm more English, I'm dominant English. Mandinka is my mother tongue, you know.
Okay.
And Wolof, I speak it not very fluently, but you know, it's part of Senegal and Gambia. We speak each other's language. And you have Spanish, I speak it like, yeah. And Catalan, my Catalan is more strong than Spanish. And then you have Arabic because of my Muslim background,
Arabic.
and a little bit of German, Chinese, and um, yeah, I think more or less, yeah, those are the ones I speak.
Where'd
Oh,
you
yeah,
where'd
yeah.
you get the German and the Chinese from?
Sorry?
Where did you pick up German and Chinese?
Okay, German. I have a couple of friends over there. Like all this about, I have friends and families in these places. And what I do normally, I try to impress some of them or try to connect with them in their own time because I love it too. So German, I just studied just to introduce myself to people who don't know me. That's why I pick up some few lines. And in Chinese, I have a couple of friends in WeChat that I talk to them over in Chinese, and I couldn't write in Chinese. Like I think it's very difficult to write in Chinese. So I would just use like some words from them. They would just give me, I write it down, memorize it, practice it with them, and yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
Excellent. And you're one of the most intelligent people that I've ever met in my life. I've met a lot of people in my life, but
Come on, man. I'm blushing right now. You cannot see it because of my color, but yeah, I appreciate it.
now what advice would you have to young African ball players throughout the different parts of the continent, the ones that have dreams of making it to overseas to play ball at the pro level? What advice would you have for them?
Speaking from experience, I will advise like whoever they're out there, like working towards something he believe in, that no matter what happens in your life, just keep following that thing. Like in this world, the world push aside to a man that who knows what he wants. Like when you know where you're going, like they stand aside and they let you go through it. But sometimes you have ups and downs, like it's normal in life. But overall, what happened, like we just keep fighting for what we believe in. You know, our plans might change, but our goals will stay the same.
Okay. Now, as far as like hard work, confidence, what other qualities do you feel are helpful in making it to the next level?
Some of the qualities are like, I feel like individual I need to make it to the next level is like, I have to win some weight and some muscles, you know, because I'm a center and I struggle a lot. Like when I'm defending our senior team, like the big guys, and when they're playing low post, like I feel like I'm pushing back, but when they push back, I feel like, bro, you have to work on this, you know. And then with my hands, like they're a little bit weak because I need to make them more stronger and my footworks too. And
Okay.
these are things that if I get grab of them, I'm sure like I can make it on a level.
For the hand strength and the ability to finish under contact, I'm gonna send you a link to this basketball and see if you can buy. It's a weighted basketball.
Wow.
It looks like a regular normal basketball, but it weighs 6 pounds.
Wow.
And some of our young players, we used to have them do like layup drills, chest pass drills with that ball, so that when it was game time and it was time to play with a regular basketball, they were able to finish through contact. They were able to get the ball up even when you pushed them. So I'm going to send you a link to that.
Wow, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. I really need it.
I want to thank you for taking some time out of your schedule and coming on the podcast. I'm going to upload this episode on Heavy Brand Podcast. Right. So much, my friend.
I appreciate you, man. Love, bro.
Take care, my friend.
Keep doing the work, man. Yeah, appreciate that. Cheers.